show you how. Tell me, do you like this game? Let's pretend it's true. It's me and you and all our friends, like the Muskehounds. Imagine if one day you find yourself in danger. Like Dogtanian, no stranger to any many needs. Imagine if one day you meet their enemies, and with your sword you put them in their place. One for all and all for one. What a very happy story. One for all and all for one. Here they come, your heroes. We will sing together now. Sing for everybody. 1, 2, 3, we're looking at the 3 Muskehounds. Will you fight with me today? I just wanna stop and say yes, I'm ready now. Gonna show you how. Tell me, do you like this game? Let's pretend it's true. It's me and you and all our friends, like the Muskehounds.
As today's adventure begins, we find that all is not well in the castle of King Louis XIII. His Royal Majesty is bedridden, suffering from a curious but powerful ailment. The king is in agony. The cause is unknown, and Queen Anne is most concerned for his welfare.
Enter.
Queen Anne.
Doctor, what is wrong with His Majesty? Please tell me, is he in danger? Doctor, tell me what's wrong, I beg you.
Highness, it is true that we're the best physicians in all the land. Make that the world, but yet none of us can diagnose this unique disorder that has befallen the king.
And nothing we do seems to affect him. Nothing. We won't be able to help him, Your Majesty. You have our deepest sympathies.
And there's one thing on which we all agree. Without a cure, His Majesty will not be able to hang on for much longer.
Dearest, the doctors were no help. Oh, how it pains me to just sit by and watch you suffer this way. There's got to be something we can do.
Her Majesty cannot be disturbed.
But it's very important.
Please wait, I shall be right there. Yes, what is it?
So sorry to disturb you, but this lady in waiting insists that she has something very important to say to you.
Begging your pardon, Your Highness. I know what you're going through and don't want to add to your worries. But you see, what happened is quite out of the ordinary. I just had to tell you. On the very day that His Majesty the King was taken ill, I was preparing supper in the royal kitchen. Suddenly, I heard a strange noise. When I went to see where it came from, I saw a stranger replacing the lid on the pot that contained the king's favorite soup. I totally surprised him, and he panicked when he saw me. We struggled briefly, and then he threw me to the ground as he rushed out of the kitchen. And as soon as I recovered, I tried to run after him, but the intruder was slippery. By then, he was nowhere to be found.
Now, I really shouldn't make accusations as to what the man was up to, and we have no proof to back up what I'm about to say, but perhaps the intruder put something in the king's food. Indeed, that might be one possibility that would explain His Majesty's present situation, wouldn't it now?
My goodness, how could anyone do anything so horrid? I appreciate your concern. It's actually quite a help. Now, don't say a word to anyone. It's hard to know what to do. Let's see, I should tell the Muskehounds. Yes, I'll let Dogtanian take care of this.
Don't worry about a thing. I followed your orders. Everything came off just as you planned it, BLANCBEC, and the guards were none the wiser. I crept into the kitchen and put the poison in the pot where his soup was simmering.
Extraordinary. My plan is finally underway. Now all I have to do is just sit here and wait.
And once you're seated upon the throne, you'll then be known as Your Majesty.
One step at a time, my dear BONGUAU. Although I do admit the title has a lovely ring to it. Yes, indeed, I like that name.
All right, Jock, so far so good. Now pay attention. I want you to go back inside the palace, look around, then report on what you find.
I want to know every last detail. That poison is sure to do in my brother. It's just a matter of time.
I shall take care of everything.
Yeah, fellas, you want to put a little more elbow grease into it? I'd really like to help you guys out, but as you know, I got a bad sacroiliac.
Yes, and what's more, you're allergic to work, right?
Very funny.
I've been told that His Majesty's feeling under the weather.
Yes, I've heard that too. Do you think it's serious?
Serious? Nah, His Majesty's just out of shape. Yep. A little exercise should do it. Yep, he's got to get that blue blood moving through his veins. Let me show you. Ready? And 1, 2, 3. And upsy daisy. Kinda nifty, huh? Now for the triple.
What's the matter, Pip? Out of practice?
Well, I meant to do that. Yes, I did.
My friends, the Queen wants us to meet her at the palace immediately. Hurry, we haven't a moment to spare. The King's been poisoned.
Poisoned?
Poisoned?
What?
Poisoned?
That's ridiculous. Who'd want to do something like that?
I don't know, but that's exactly what we're gonna find out. Follow me, Muskehounds.
And so that's the situation. It's terrible. The best doctors in the country saw the king and said there was nothing they could do. They didn't know how to cure him.
Well, we could contact the old magician. Alexi? The old guy's sure worth a try.
Yes, that's right, Your Highness. Alexi might just be of use to us if the king was indeed poisoned.
Sure. I think he could cure him. He knows a lot about healing and potions.
Yes, I agree, Your Highness. If His Royal Majesty was poisoned, Alexi will surely have the antidote. As trustworthy as the day is long, he'll know just what to do to cure him.
Highness, if I may be so bold, this dog, Alexi, should see the king at once.
All right. Who can tell? He just might help. Bring him here immediately.
Yeah. Now you're talking.
We'll see to it right away, Your Majesty.
Luckily, the Muskehounds were able to locate the old magician, and after a quick explanation, Alexi was more than happy to cooperate.
Let us pass, please. Her Majesty is expecting us. Greetings, Your Majesty.
Quickly, gentlemen. I am afraid that the king's condition worsens with every moment. There isn't much time.
Your Highness, we're under strict orders.
I know, but we've got to see him. My poor husband. This is no time for vanity. It's all right, Louis. A wise old friend of the Muskehounds is here to cure you. And I have faith in him.
Let's see. Now. I need a sample of blood. I just need a drop.
Alexi, you have my consent. Do whatever is necessary. dear.
What? Yuck. Uh-oh, I feel faint. Ugh.
I shall analyze the blood sample just as soon as I arrive back home. Then, with any luck, Your Highness, I'll be able to concoct an antidote for him.
Yep.
You know, now and then there's nothing like a little nap. What's wrong with that?
Are you okay?
Yep. So, how's the old patient coming along? Well, Hey! What's going on?
Shh, don't make any more noise than you have to.
We'll await your return. Of course, I'll provide you a royal escort.
Thank you, that is quite generous, Your Highness. But I'd much rather travel alone. I think it's best not to attract any undue attention.
Well, that could get dangerous, couldn't it?
Dangerous? I think not. Nobody knows that I've come here, much less the reason for my visit. It's nothing to worry about. I'll quickly make my diagnosis and be back before you know I've gone.
What this means is that our plan to finish off my worthless brother, the king, with poison has been discovered.
Sir, somehow Her Majesty and the Muskehounds have figured out what we've been up to, but I'm afraid that's only part of the problem. It gets much worse.
What do you mean? Worse?
Dogtanian has found a magician who at this very moment is determining the cause of the illness with which the king is suffering. That our deadly poison has induced His Majesty's curious disorder.
Indeed, sir, that magician is a genius and is bound to uncover a cure. He's famous round the world.
I cannot allow those Muskehounds to interfere with my perfect plan.
My sentiments exactly, sir, but don't worry, I'll take care of everything. I'll make sure that the antidote never reaches the king. He'll die without that cure. Count on it.
Oh, I do, Count BONGUAU. In fact, I'm banking upon it. Otherwise, don't dare bother returning.
All right, you heard him. By the time we're through, Alexi will wish he were never born. Monsieur
BLANCBEC.
You've been pacing for hours, Dogtanian.
Aren't you even a little bit dizzy? I know I would be.
Leave the kid alone. He's going for a world record.
I wish you'd rest for a while. Wearing out the carpet won't bring Alexi back any faster.
I know, but Athos, I can't help but worry. And I don't think we should ever have allowed him to leave here to go off and travel all by himself.
Yes, I agree. Anyone who would poison His Royal Majesty would not stop there.
Whoever broke into the kitchen of the palace wouldn't think twice about hurting Alexi, that's for certain.
I'm not about to stand around and wait for one moment longer. Let's go look for him.
All right, my friend, you talked me into it.
Right. I suppose I could use a little bit of exercise. You can count me in. Come on, fellas, let's hear it loud and clear.
All for one and...
One for all!
Meanwhile, Alexi had returned to his cave and was busy analyzing the king's blood sample.
Yep.
The old magician was beginning to get results.
I'm a genius.
And sure enough, his suspicions were confirmed.
Well, I was right. There is proof here he was poisoned, and it just might prove fatal if I don't administer my antidote. Let me see. This calls for a pinch of phosphorum. Yes, that should do very nicely. Has a kick to it, doesn't it? Just right. I've got the antidote.
If you value your life, magician, you'll stand your ground.
Yes, gentlemen. What can I do for you?
Quiet, old man. Get him. Halt!
What?
Fire! Let's go! Hurry up! No mere fire will stop us. I'm bringing that man with me. Men, grab him and follow me this way.
There's no time to waste. The fire's getting
Count!
BONGUAU and his men were fortunate to escape with their lives, as within seconds, Alexi's home was completely engulfed by flame. Meanwhile, the Muskehounds were relentless in their pursuit. The hour was late. It was far into the night, but they continued their search for the old wizard.
Do you really think our friend the magician has the know-how to help make His Majesty well?
Oh, you can bet on it. The doctor's a real miracle worker, you know it? Isn't that right, Pip?
Oh, brother, you mean we're giving His Majesty a horse pill?
Well, it's not exactly what we had in mind, Pip.
Wait a minute. Do you see what I see? Up there in the distance.
Yes, there's a campfire up ahead. Yes, that's it. Somebody must have stopped for the night and made a campfire.
No, it's much too big for that.
Hey, I know. Let's have a weenie roast.
Oh, that's a fire, all right. But I'd swear that Alexi's cave is over there in that direction. I sure hope that he's not caught inside, but there's only one way to find out. Yep.
Yeah, giddy up
there! Giddy up!
Well, what do you know? Isn't that Dogtanian? You'll want to know what I think. This is one of those occasions where we're going to find out that something out of the ordinary was going on.
Well, I suppose the first thing we should do is tell Whittemer. They'll probably be so happy to know that those dogs are nosing around that Richelieu will present us with some kind of a bonus as a reward.
To the horses! Keep an eye on the prisoner, whatever you do. Don't let him get away! From now on, nothing will stop us.
Not so fast, Count BONGUAU.
Huh? The Muskehounds! Well, you're not very bright. It was a mistake to follow me. Now, right back where you came from.
We don't give up that easily, and especially without a fight.
No. That isn't a good idea at all, especially because my men outnumber yours by a long shot.
Yep, we're outnumbered. Some days it doesn't pay to get out of bed, you know?
We've got to be very careful. We don't want anything to happen to Alexi.
Yes, Aramis, but don't forget His Majesty. He might die without the antidote.
We're going to have to make up our minds. Our opponents are beginning to get a bit restless.
Well, I, for one, vote we gather our wits about us and go after them.
Athos is right. We've got to fight them. There's no other way.
Might as well. It's too dark to plow.
On guard! Not so fast. Back.
Aramis, my horse has run away!
Oh, no, you don't!
Our teamwork gets them every time.
Yes, but it seems there are too many of them for us to get to the magician Alexi. There's the rub.
Hey, the Count's making off with the magician. Stay where you are. Dogtanian, quit wasting time on this minnow. We got bigger fish to fry. That's it.
One crook at a time. Now we'll go catch him. Yeah! Halt! Halt, I say!
Dogtanian, it's you!
Not so fast, you traitor! Oh no! That horse is running off with Alexi!
Hold it, scoundrels, or I promise you'll live to regret it.
Whittimer!
Whittimer! And just in time. We're sorry to say we needed your help.
You know, we were losing a bit of ground over there, but I hate to admit it.
I'm so happy to see that ugly lug's mug I could kiss him.
This is quite an interesting turn of events. You Muskehounds have never been happy to see me before. What's going on here?
Well, you see, His Majesty was poisoned recently, and these scoundrels here are trying to steal the medicine that'll cure him.
Somehow I find this difficult to believe. This wouldn't be one of your tricks, would it?
What? Oh! I don't want to intrude here, but that Count character's kind of getting away from us.
Huh? I wonder what's going on. Dogtanian, I'll give you the benefit of the doubt, but I better not find out you're pulling a fast one. Now go on.
Oh. Hey!
Yep.
Where am I?
You're among your friends.
Thank goodness.
Alexi, have you still got the antidote?
Of course I do, young man.
Yeah, I never doubted it.
Alexi's got the antidote! Alexi's got the antidote! Our friends returned to dispense the life-giving fluid to the king. Soon the ill effects of the poison were reversed, and an audience was held in the throne room.
It's a miracle! What a comeback! I tell you, this dog can rule a country with his paws tied behind his back. Break out the cheese! It's time to celebrate!
Pip is right.
You jeopardized your lives in order that I might live. I thank you all from the bottom of my heart. Alexi, my friend, I will be forever in your debt. Your antidote restored my health within moments, and I have never felt better. But whatever you do, please stay out of the palace kitchen. Your potion tasted terrible, Alexi. Just like dishwater.
In the next exciting adventure, the king summons Dogtanian to the palace to share some thrilling plans. An incident that does not go unnoticed by our hero's adversaries. Dogtanian enlists the aid of the Muskehounds, and along with Pip, they journey deep into the countryside to escort a very special visitor. But the king's sinister brother also discovers the strategy, and his aide-de-camp, Count BONGUAU, becomes determined to sabotage Dogtanian's important assignment. Join us.